shit. Huh. Okay, well, I'm still having internet issues. I don't know what's going on. I reset my router, and actually the internet was back to normal for like a few minutes, and then it just started diving down again. Yeah, we're just going to be careful. Hopefully it could just be, I mean, I don't know what it is. It's just some of my provider, I guess. We're just going to have to suffer with some slightly bad internet performance and hope that it corrects itself. Yeah, I mean, my bitrate right now is 7600. And I normally stream at about 14,000. Oh, man. So I don't know what's going on. Let me check my ISB. Oh, here's what it is. Okay, so Spectrum currently is performing planned maintenance in my area, which is affecting my Spectrum services. And 4 a.m. CT, 4 a.m. CT to EST. Jesus. So I may be experiencing slow. Hey, what's up, Volker? I may be experiencing slow speeds for the next 4 hours. So what's happening is Spectrum is doing some maintenance on the connection. So playing hardcore WoW during their maintenance is probably a really bad idea. So we're gonna have to be more cautious than usual and just take one mob at a time as opposed to any kind of multi-pulls probably. How you doing, Volker?
Lovely. Lovely.
So I expect my internet's gonna be good, bad, good, bad, good, bad for the next four hours. So you probably see some lagginess on this stream because Spectrum's doing some maintenance in my area. So. I'm supposed to kill rogues. Here's a rogue.
Lovely.
And my inventory's a little bit jacked.
Lovely. Lovely.
And taking out 3 mobs like a boss. Like a boss. That was actually quite easy.
Lovely. Lovely.
Still on a internet connection, still shitty right now.
Lovely.
Lace. Remember how hard it was for me to get these try to get laced gear for my gray gear only warrior, man. So hard to get this stuff, man. Sorry about the bad stream quality, but it's out of my control.
Kiss your ass goodbye.
Because my provider is doing maintenance on my network, so I can't really do anything about it. Can't fix it myself.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Hmm. Wow, you can see how long it takes just to reload my UI. That's Really slow. Oh my god, that's really slow. My internet sucks right now.
Lovely. 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 Lovely.
Ooh, I could double stack flurry? This times two. Hmm.
Lovely.
Wow, look at the lag. Oh my god, my internet's so bad right now. I think I'm gonna have to stop the stream. My internet's just garbage right now. It's absolute garbage. Yeah, I can't play. Sorry guys, I can't play right now. It's just the internet's. Hey, what's up, Teddy? Yeah, I can't. My service provider is doing maintenance on the network, and it's just killing my internet, man. They said they're gonna be doing it for another like 3.5 hours, so I think I may be best served to you know. All right, let's. Yeah, we'll just talk about some other stuff for a little bit while the internet will right itself, but right now it's really bad. So one thing we're going to be looking at playing in 2026, not right now because it got delayed again, which is Arcade Chronicles. If you guys haven't seen that, but Arcade. Oh, we got Cargos is streaming. Yeah. But yeah, my internet's just shit right now. So when I say my internet's shit right now, it is garbage. Yeah, so normally my internet speed is about 1 gig down and about, 40 meg up, which isn't great, but that's the best I could get with Spectrum. But 40 meg up is plenty good enough to do my stream. But this is the problem right now, is that my upload speed right now is dog shit. It's like 7. Normally it's like 40. So when I'm trying to stream right now, it's 7's not enough. 7 upload is not enough. Not when I'm streaming, 1440, which is what I stream at. So your internet connection's very. No, it's not very fast. This is when I had Frontier FiOS, my upload speed was 200 meg, which I would kill to get that upload speed again. I know that, but unfortunately that's fiber optic, and the building I'm in right now doesn't have fiber optic. So, I do believe that eventually everybody's gonna have fiber optic, and iSpectrum's working on putting fiber optic in my area, but I don't know when that's gonna, when is that gonna happen? When will my address? I'm checking. The problem too is where I live currently is here. Let me try something. Oh, actually, this has my exact address. Yeah. So yeah, that's a big fat no. The problem is I live in an apartment complex, and when you live in an apartment complex, my apartment complex provides the internet. What I mean by that is it's built into their package, right? Like it's like they they bundle the internet into the rent. So because of that, because they pay for it, even like it's very difficult. I mean, like I actually pay extra. Like I actually have an account with Spectrum. Like I pay my apartment complex a certain amount. Like I pay them like $50 a month for the internet, but then I pay Spectrum directly $20 more a month just so that they give me a better speed. So I end up paying about $70 a month for internet. And I wish I could give them, yeah, hell, I'd give them more money if I could, but I can't. I may call them up on the phone again and just see what I can do. But currently, I have like supposedly the fastest speed they can give me, which is 1 meg down and only about 40 meg up, 1 gig down. Sorry, but I don't care about the 1 gig down. To stream really at a really good quality, you want to have like it'd be nice to be at least at 100 meg up, and if you can get up to like it'd be nice to have 1 gig down, 1 gig up, and of course eventually we're all gonna have that. Uh, but anyways, it is what it is. The problem with what I have right now is that if there's any slowness at all, I feel it. Like when I'm streaming, like if I drop from like 40 meg up to like 30 meg up, I feel it. Like I can feel it on my stream. The quality starts to drop. And if I drop down to 20 meg up, then it really starts. And you can see right now I just tested my speed and it was only 7.2, which is just straight up garbage. And this is all because of Spectrum. Because Spectrum right now is doing maintenance on their network. Because you can see every time I check my speed test, it's different. It's constantly changing because they're constantly doing stuff. Right now, they claim that they're going to be done fucking around with it at 5 a.m. I guess you got to give them credit that they're doing it, at 1 to 5 a.m. in the morning when most people are asleep. It's just this happens to be the time that I like to stream because my wife's asleep and generally this time, early in the morning, the servers are not as busy. It's easier to do quests and stuff like that too. So, but anyways, yeah. So I'm looking forward to Arcade Chronicles, and let's check out the Arcade Chronicles. Now, this Arcade Chronicles is basically Arcade 2. If you guys never played Arcade 1, it was a really, really good game. The only problem with Arcade 1, the reason Arcade 1 kind of fell apart a little bit, was because of their aggressive monetization. They monetized the game so heavily. But if you talk to a lot of MMO players who played Arcade 1, especially PvPers, they'll tell you it's one of their favorite MMOs of all time. And Arcade had a really, really good talent system. My favorite talent system in MMOs, and I've said this many times, is Rift. I think Rift had the best talent system, and Arcade's was really also really good. Let me see if I can show you guys the Arcade. There's the Rift talent. No, it was not run by Russians, dude. Oh, you mean like the player base? At first, I don't know what you mean by RMT, but no, I mean Arcade was obviously a Korean game, so I don't know what you mean by if you meant you mean like the players. The problem with Arcade 1, the problem that I ran into is I was a founder of Arcade 1, and like you're supposed to like create your character, go out into the world, and there's like all these kind of beginner quests that kind of teach you the game because the game has a lot to it. Like when Arcade came out, it had a lot. I mean, you've got like kind of like animal husbandry where you can kind of like raise pets, you can farm, you can grow crops, you can do all the other stuff you could do, like the cooking and the crafting and everything, the mounts. And then you had in-game housing, but it was in the real world. It wasn't instance based. So the problem was when I played the game, is one of the most appealing aspects to Arcade is to get your own plot of land, stake your claim, because you got a lot of benefits by having a house because you're able to farm on your plot of land, and I think there were even buffs that you got. But there was just like the anti-cheat that Arcade employed was really poor, and so there were just a ton of people cheating, and I don't know how they did it, but if you logged into the game at level 1 and tried to get to where the plots of land were to actually claim a plot of land, it would take you like at least like 45 minutes just to get there. If I remember correctly, it would take you a little bit of time. You couldn't just walk there in 5 minutes. And what happened was literally about 10 minutes after the game launched, like all the plots of land were claimed, like all of them, because there's only so many. Like almost all of them were claimed. So what was happening is by the time people finally got to where they could claim their plots of land, they were all gone. And what happened is somehow somebody figured out how to hack Arcade and to get to like teleport to those locations like via cheats. They somehow I don't know what they were doing, but they somehow cheated the game. And so what happened was you could sell the plots of land. You could stake your plot of land, then you could go into the auction house and sell it. So what happened is most people didn't get a chance to claim the land, at least not on my server. People had to go to the auction house to buy it. And now you can imagine how expensive the price was. You've got a resource that everybody wants that's a limited amount, think Bitcoin, and of course, the price was insane. So it was so bad that I played the game like 2 weeks and quit. I literally played Arcade for 2 weeks and quit because there was so much cheating going on. You know, it was really bad. And I guess they kind of fixed a lot of it, but by that time you've lost so many people. But, you know, having said that, Arcade was the talent system was fantastic. There was a lot of cool systems in the game. There was the trade system, there was the combat, you know, there was the ship combat on the open seas. You know, there was just a lot of good stuff, you know, open world PvP, there were dungeons. It was just cool, right? Now, my favorite talent system of all time is Rift. And what Rift has is the soul trees. So Rift has 3 trees, kind of like World of Warcraft, but you slot souls into these trees. So I mean, you have so many to choose from. Now, these are the base souls that the game has, but then you can actually purchase more. Of course, the in-game cash shop eventually had more that you could purchase, but I never purchased anymore because I kind of like felt like that was weird to me. I'm like, why should I purchase these other things? It was kind of like a, you know, pay to win thing sort of. But the base souls were good enough. So you had souls and you could go in and you say, oh, I want to be a paladin. And I have all the abilities that a paladin has, but I also want to be like, you know, like like maybe a paragon, right? Offensive fighter. And then, oh, I also want to have some spells or maybe some heals, and you can go in and do. Actually, this isn't even showing all the healing things. This is weird. This actually isn't showing all the stuff. I can actually demonstrate this better in game. But also, so the other thing was Arcade. So Rift was my favorite talent calculator, but Arcade was my second favorite. Right? Where is? I gotta find it though. So in Rift, you had the Souls tree, which is 3 trees, and you picked different souls that you slotted, and there were like healing souls, tanking souls, DPS souls. The cool thing is you could mix and match whatever you wanted. Like you could have, if you wanted to be like a tank that could heal, you could do that. If you wanted to be a tank who also had really good offensive magical abilities, you could do that. If you wanted to be somebody who focused primarily on healing entirely, you could pick all 3 different types of healing souls. So you just had the like single target heals, you had heal over times, you had AoE healing, or you could pick a class that had like a lot of buffs and heals, so you were more like really like the ultimate support class. So that's what was so cool about Rift. And then Arcade also had something very similar where you had these basic things to start off with. Again, kind of like Rift. Think of these as souls. You say, okay, battle rage. You want to pick like a warrior. So you say, okay, I'm going to pick like a warrior type. Like this is like a physical type class. And then, oh, I want to pick sorcery. Now I've got sorcery abilities. Oh, and I want to pick up like, I don't know, like vitalism, which is, you know, which is also healing. But so you again, you can mix and match 3 different trees for these like really diverse builds. And so Rift and Arcade both are my 2 favorite talent building systems of all time. And if we go into Rift, I'll show you what it looks like in game. The only reason we're looking at it is looking at this stuff right now is because my internet's dog shit. So I don't feel very comfortable right now. I don't feel very comfortable. I just created this character today because I'm going to do a Rift leveling series probably. Maybe that'll just play like maybe once or twice a week where I'll jump into, maybe once a week, I'll jump into Rift and we'll level up a character or something. Okay, so Rift. Looks like I'm in a pretty interesting area. So here's your talent trees, right? You've got your 3 different trees. You can call these, you know, you can save these presets or these trees. Like this is custom, says roll 1, but you can go to roles. Like right now, I only have two, two trees that I can build out. Think of like specialization, like a World of Warcraft, like dual spec, but you can get more. You can actually buy more so that you don't. I think you can get more than just two. But the cool thing is, here you go. So here you can pick. Now, out of the ones I can pick are these. So they're pretty. These are actually kind of limited. I only have so many. I thought you could pick. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought you could mix and match healing souls, but I'm not seeing any healing souls. Here, let's do. You can also buy new ones. Purchase a roll. Okay, so I think roll. So here's where we can purchase a whole other talent specialization. So for 3 platinum, which I have 518 platinum, so I could easily purchase a roll. So I could build up all kinds of different talent ones. But yeah, and here's Paladin. Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I thought you could pick more. But keep in mind, these aren't all the ones that exist in the game. There's actually more. So here, the Liberator is a healing soul. So every specialization has heals, tanks, DPS. So I've got Paladin, War Chanter. War Chanter is basically it says here it's a veteran of many battlefields whose very voice is tinged with magic, and the calls and encouragement offered by the War Chanter can inspire allies. So this is like a buffer. So this class is actually kind of like a buffer, has like different types, but they have also physical. Like here, I've got a heal. I've got Stand Tall, which is another heal. So this War Chanter is kind of like a support tree, support soul. Paladin is kind of what you would think, kind of like a tank, basically. So Paladin soul is like a tank soul. And then I'm also using the Tempest soul, which is a caster. This is a master of lightning electricity who can devastate their enemies from afar. So this is like a caster type role. So I mean, just think how like diverse this is. And then that's just those 3. I could actually pick other ones like Warlord, a veteran who survived many battles. The Warlord is an offensive specialist who has lived his life in conflict and understands it as an instinctive level. He combines mobility and defensive abilities to increase his survivability and grant him a greater control of the battlefield. So it sounds like a very fast-moving character, but Beast Mastery. Oh, here, cancel. Street comes from Deep Bond with Spirit Companion. So this soul, you actually have a pet. So it's like a pet soul. So anyways, it's very diverse, is all I'm trying to say. So like if I go in, cancel. Do you want to save your changes? Don't save. So if I go in here and I go to attack somebody, right? Okay, all right, I can just one-shot them. But see, look, I've got ranged abilities. Let's see if I can... Like, there's a ranged ability I just used, right? I've got that really cool charge ability where I just charged in. It's super cool, by the way. And yeah, and I don't even remember all my abilities. I have so many. There's a spinning slash. Here's an ability that throws me backwards, right? Here's a shield slam. Another kind of charge forward shield slam. Lots of really cool abilities. I mean, you can see on my bars, I've just got tons. There's so many abilities. And then we have buffs. Every class has like buffs too. Like here's a 59-minute buff, right? And then I think we also have this one, which is, so most classes have like 60-minute buffs. And usually they're group wide too. I'm not sure if but a lot of them, sometimes they're group wide. I don't know if they're all group wide. But right here I have 2 60-minute buffs, increases armor by 3%, resistances. Here's another one, like Empower. So this class actually has 3, which is not uncommon. In Rift, most classes have a bunch of buffs. Okay. I'm just like auto-attacking. Shield slam. Let's hit this guy with our ranged ability. We can heal. Yeah, I've got a ranged ability here. Look at this. I'm a paladin with a ranged ability. Look at that. Like balls of death. You know, so Rift I put Rift as in my top 5 MMO. In fact, I put Rift probably in my top 4 favorite MMOs of all time. The only MMOs I could say that I enjoyed more than Rift was probably like World of Warcraft, Terra, and that's about it. Like when Rift first came out, I thought it was a fantastic game. A lot of people I don't think had the same experience as me. Like maybe they didn't like it quite as much, but I think it's a fantastic game, and so much so that, like I said, I'm really glad that the game's still alive. You know, that it still exists, even though it's pretty dead. You know, they have added stuff to the game like fishing and some sort of survival, you know, profession. Look how I'm getting my 3 charges like instantly. That's amazing. I don't even know what I'm doing. I got so I have some sort of an auto attack ranged ability. How cool that is. Foothold defeated. Great sound effects in Rift too. Really good sound effects. But anyways, yeah, just one of my all-time favorite MMOs I think is Rift. It's one of those games that like it was really a missed opportunity because I think they really did a great job with this game. There was only a few things you could really complain about. Like this, you could say the servers had some issues with stability, but I'd say the last time I played, the servers weren't as stable. But this feels really good. I mean, this server right now feels very, very smooth. I don't feel any, the character control is really nice. Feels good. But anyways, I am going to do a Rift. I am going to do a little bit of a Rift leveling series here probably in the next couple days. And just because the game is so much fun. Let me check my internet speed connection again and see if it's still garbage. Yeah, it's still not right. Maybe I should go to bed for a couple hours and come back. I think I might do that, guys. Just like take a nap for like 2 or 3 hours, then come back and stream. I wanted to get in a couple more hours of WoW, but I don't like playing hardcore WoW when they're fucking around with my internet. So this is a warrior, and I've got a couple of them. Actually, I have 2 warriors. And then I have this rogue who, as you can see, even though it's a rogue, it's very much a kind of a ranger type class. Huge sneeze. Sorry about that. But I created this character. Today, and it's another warrior. But this an elf. I guess it's like I'm trying to think of the race. Let me show you the race. If you create a new character, let's see, create. Oh my gosh, she's inspecting her sword. But this game came out in 2011, so came out quite a while ago. There's two different factions. There's the Defiance and the Guardians. In the Defiance, there's the Eth. The Eth rose up in the deserts of the south, a clever and resourceful race. Okay, so they look kind of, I don't know, maybe a little Indian-ish. I don't know, maybe not. And of course, they have racial abilities. Like, so basically, Rift was kind of a ripoff of World of Warcraft. But there were so many people that tried to make ripoffs of WoW. But in my opinion, Rift was like a lot of people gave Rift a lot of. They said bad things about Rift, like it was like kind of like a copy of WoW, but not as good. And I would probably go along and say maybe it wasn't as good. But the one thing that Rift had way over WoW is the soul system is way better. Like the talents in Rift are far superior to the talents in World of Warcraft. You have so much more flexibility in your trees and your builds. Also, the sound effects. I really like the sound effects in Rift. I'd say the biggest thing that Rift didn't do really well is I think the graphics could have been better. You know, I think maybe the graphics could have been a little bit, but it was a pretty old game. Also, I would say the animations, like the animations of the characters, the combat animation stuff, aren't the best. They're not as good as WoW. But the sounds are really good. Like sound effects, whoever did the sound for Rift did a great job. The sound effects are fantastic, and the UI is really, really good. In fact, the UI is better than WoW's UI. But here's the different races. There's also the Kalari, which are a really unique looking race, kind of similar to the elves, but different. And they actually can turn into a fox. That's like their racial. Their racials, they can turn into a fox, which is kind of cool. And then you've got this big, huge, bomby race, and they're huge. They're big. So they're a much stockier race. And then on the Guardians, you have basically what's kind of like almost like I think of it as they call it the Mythosian, but I think it was like a human type race. They're very human-esque. They kind of look just like a human. And I would say that the character creator is really not good. Rift's character creator is, of course, World of Warcraft's character creator is garbage, but there's very few settings in World of Warcraft. But the character creator is not great in Rift. That's definitely one of the shortcomings. The other race is the High Elf, which is the one that I'm going to level up, I think, here in the next couple of days. We're going to play a High Elf. And there's Dwarfs, and the Dwarfs actually don't look too bad. They're pretty cool looking, I would say. I actually think they look pretty good. Like, if you go in, I'll show you the character creator. It's, and we're just going to pick what are you going to be. Let's just say we're going to be a cleric. Next. Keep in mind, you say cleric, but it doesn't really... I mean, I guess it does matter, because I think you are limited. Here, let me go back. I want to check this out, because I don't remember, because it's been so long. I'm going to go back and change... I'm going to change shards, and we're going to go into Wolfsbane. And we're going to collect my main character that I played. When Rift first came out, this is the character I played. And she's still only level 44, so I never got a max level character in Rift. Even though I played Rift quite a bit. I played Rift a lot, but then what happened was I think Terra came out, it was in the golden era. When Rift came out was what I consider the golden age of MMOs, because you had so many really good MMOs at about the same time. You had WoW, you had Terra, you had like Ion was still out. Basically Black Desert Online came out like in 2014. You had the new version of I think Final Fantasy. There was just a bunch of really, really good MMOs. So I wanted to look at the talent system for this, because this was a cleric, I think. When I first created this character, I said cleric. So if we go to... I wanted to see what were the options. So if we go here, you can see that the souls are completely different. So basically, you pick your main class, what you want to be, and then you're going to have a certain amount of souls in that class you can choose from. And they're different based on whatever your class is. You can see that my class, I believe, is cleric. If we go to, I don't know, character... Screen, is there a general? I want to see, where's the general like character screen? Player. Let's go character. Okay, here we go. Yeah, see, cleric. So my base class is cleric, and based on that, you have certain souls to choose from, right? But having said that, you still have so much variety. These are all the different souls to choose from. And a lot of these are like DPS. The cleric, a lot of them are going to be DPS, like the Inquisitor. It's offensive cleric. The Kabbalist is an offensive cleric. So the Shaman is more of healing. Justicar is more of a defensive. So you can actually, so every class, even though you're like a cleric, it still has a tank, DPS, healing soul. Like, so every class can be a tank or a healer or a DPS. So, which is cool. Like, if you want to pick a warrior, you can be a healing warrior. If you want to pick a cleric, you can be a tanking cleric. So, which I think is really neat. So, now if you go to the store, I want to show you, let's see how many souls are there. Right? Let's see. Affinity rewards, I don't know. Here's my bags, I guess. Oh, I wanted to show you that the UI, the base UI in Rift was way better than the UI in World of Warcraft, because check this out. You just go and say edit layout. Look at this. You can literally move everything around. Like every UI element in Rift, pretty much, you could just drag it and put it wherever you want, right? And, oops, I just somehow flopped those around. And you can scale them. I'm trying to remember how, but you can definitely scale stuff. Oh, here, it's over here. So, right, so you can click this item, and in here we can change the alpha, we can change the scale, we can do combat fade, mouse focus fade. I mean, look at this. This was all base UI stuff. This is 2011, so this UI editor in Rift is 10,000 times better than what World of Warcraft had. Even to this day, World of Warcraft isn't as good as this, in my opinion. It still isn't this good. Because in WoW, you still can't move everything, right? But in Rift, you can move everything. Minimap, like I don't think you can go in and customize the minimap in WoW that much. But in here we can, right? Look, I can scale the minimap. Look at that. If I want to make it this big, sure, why not? If I want to make it, make it the alpha, like fade it out, we can. Anyways, so really, really good UI editor. Also, the graphics, like the style of the UI, which I'm a big fan of. I think UI elements should have some sort of look and feel that matches the game. So everything in Rift has its own look, which matches. It's very consistent. You look at the kind of gold frame here versus the gold around the portrait here versus the gold around your main hotbar down here at the bottom versus the elements. Everything's got kind of this similar look and feel. Just very well designed. And again, like I said, the sound effects. This is a heal over time. See this heal over time I just cast on myself? Look at those birds. You can hear, listen. And the racial for this app is you can actually angelic flight. Check this out. That's the racial. Super cool. On a short cooldown too. 15-second cooldown. And you've got like almost like a mage blink sort of, but it's much slower. Let's see how far we can go with it. You can go pretty far with it. And look at this. You can go up to here. How cool is that? Right? And let's go back to the store, because the store is something we're hoping to look at. So Rift, I've thought they were going to shut down Rift a long time ago. But there's still a few people that just love this game and still play it. So I still see 20 to 30 people in my guild on my other character that still log in and play. But I want to look at the souls. Like, where are these other souls? Rewards featured. Ascenda's Essential Pack. I mean, what is this? How do I see what's in it? You don't have enough credits. Yeah, but how do I see what's... Oh, here we go. This shows what's in it. Oh, here you go. So this Ascended Essential Pack unlocks the following for all characters on your account. So it unlocks all of these souls. See all these souls it unlocks? Now, some of these I have unlocked already. I already have, like, War Chanter and Rune Shaper. Like, I don't know if I have Oracle. I think I do. Some of these I already have. Well, here, let's take a look. If we go, here when you bring this up, it shows you the ones you don't have. So that's kind of cool. So these are the souls on the left that it says requires level 60. And then this one requires level 60. Dragon Lord, a healing cleric who draws the power of dragon fire to shield and renew their allies. I mean, imagine how cool that's going to be. Like dragon fire? Maybe I should create a cleric. Maybe I should level up another cleric. Clerics are really cool. Like Nature's Vengeance, like I don't have these. Like I don't have Doomcaller, I don't think, or Nature's Protector. Oh, these are builds. Okay, so what these are, you select they have a name. It's kind of like how in WoW you have certain names for certain builds, you know, like Fury Warrior, but people will come up with like names for certain types of builds. So this is just saying these are the souls that are Nature's Vengeance, right? So what happened was when Rift first came out, everybody had to figure out how to play the game. Everybody had to figure out how to build out the characters. So there was a lot of playtesting because, as you can imagine, and there's all these different souls you can put, and think about trying to mix and match between all these souls, and then all the talents, you know, like what. Now keep in mind, you have so many talents, right? Like I have 58 points remaining. So normally you can build one tree completely full, like you can do everything, and then you'll still have like maybe 20 points or something. Like if we wanted to go, you know, like Warden or something, we could do this. And the way it works is when you put talent points in here, when you know, see these numbers in here, like 12, 16, 20, that just means that, let me reset. I don't know how do I do this? I guess I can just right click. Okay, so it says here 2. That just means as soon as you assign 2 talent points here, it unlocks this ability. So it's just an automatic ability you get automatically. So I'm going to put 2 points here. That unlocks. Now I have overflowing renewal. Now some of these are going to be passives and some of these are going to be actual active spells, right? Okay, so you can go in here and pick pretty much most of the stuff in this tree. Let's try to see if we can get the whole tree. Doesn't look like it. I mean, we can. 14 points remaining. You cannot spend any more points on this soul until you level up. So, yeah, and there's also a limit, like a level limit. You can only put so many points based on your level. But right there, we put 44 points in there. And you can see that we got all of these things. Then we got all these spells down here. I mean, that's crazy. So there's a lot to learn with the builds. And so what happened was people, when the game first came out, nobody knew what builds were good. There was a lot of min-maxing and people trying to figure things out. And then eventually people came up with builds that were really good, of course, just like any MMO. But in Rift, it's, you know, with the variety of the soul tree, you can imagine there's probably a lot of different builds that are pretty interesting. So let me close this, don't save. And I want to open it back up again. And so what happened was certain builds became so popular that Rift actually put them in the game. Like someone created Nature's Vengeance. The people who made Rift didn't create this. Most likely they didn't. In fact, sometimes they'll even give credit to the person who did create it. So like Nature's Vengeance, somebody said, oh, Druid, Justicar, Inquisitor. And so it tells you right here what soul and how many points to put into each one. And then it even gives you a basics of how this particular build works, which is pretty cool. You like come into the game and you don't know anything about the game and you can say, oh, here's a build they recommend. Oh, here's another build they recommend. Here's a shaman build they recommend. And they give you information about, you know, what's it like. Here's a Doomcaller build, right? Here's a tanking build. Here's a defensive cleric build. And they tell you, hey, if you want to tank as a cleric, here's a defensive cleric build called Seraphic Guard. And here's, you know, now they don't show you, I don't know if you can actually select it. And it automatically builds out your build for you. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? So that's one thing that they didn't have this initially when the game came out. This didn't exist when the game first came out, but now it does. So new players can come into the game and you can kind of play around with these things. So it's kind of a nice way for a new player to the game to just try a build out and see if they like it. The other thing I wanted to say is, I think if we go back to, I mean, to me, this game is so good. The bad things, here's the way they ruined this game was they changed the way the raids and the dungeons worked. Like now there's just like they basically added like a grade finder basically to the game, which in my opinion kind of ruined the game. But what I want to show you is if you go create, and I say like warrior, and I go next. If you look here, I think I thought it said like who came up with some of these builds, but I guess not. Oh, here it is. See, Overlord. Now, if you read, so these are basically recommended kind of builds that it'll kind of walk you. If you select this Overlord build on this warrior, is like it'll basically kind of guide you through it. Like in game, it'll guide you through using this kind of build, this recommended build. So this is basically a recommended build called Overlord. But if you read the tooltip, it says a strong warrior build that excels in damaging multiple foes at once. Overlords have both passive and active healing abilities that keep them alive. This makes them a force to be reckoned with. Guide provided by Percolator. So some player actually figured this out, and it was so good that it actually became something that they actually put into the game. And this is just something a player figured out. This isn't like a, you know. So I thought that was kind of interesting, kind of cool. They give credit to players and stuff like that. You'll see stuff like that, for World of Warcraft on like a website, but you typically see something built into the actual game saying, hey, this is a guild recommended by Zico, here's a mage guild by Zico, or here's a soda poppin' feral druid build, in the game, So let's go back all the way out. And the servers are called Shards, and there's currently only 4 online that are up, right? But again, these are all U.S. servers, right? As far as I know. Well, no, this one's Oceanic. But I think Deepwood and Wolfsbane are both U.S. servers. But let me go to Deepwood. But my point is, like, this game, in my opinion, Rift is... What really ruined Rift is that they added this raid finder. And so the way the raid finder works is you queue for like a raid, and it just auto joins you into a raid and auto teleports you into the raid. And you do the raid, and the raids are really pretty easy. And then when the raid's over, it automatically teleports you to another raid, and then another raid, and then another, and it never stops. It is a raid carousel that until you leave group never stops. I'm not even joking. So if you want to just log in and basically do raids over and over again for 5 hours straight, you can. And the reason it sucks is that you get a shit ton of money. So if I go into my this character here, and I look at my money, and I look at my money, 518 platinum. Like, when I first played the game and I was playing my cleric, I played the game for like 2 months and I probably had like 10 platinum. Okay, maybe not even that much. I got 518 platinum in probably like a couple days. Okay, so getting money, and even just to show you too, if I go to the store, just to show you how much 500 platinum is. We got to figure out where the store is again. Where is it? Oh, it's way on this character. It's over here. Like, well, you saw here in the talent system. Like, roles. If I wanted to buy a new role, think about, like, in World of Warcraft, what if you wanted to buy an entirely new specialization? Like, you have, like, multi-spec in World of Warcraft, right? What if you wanted to buy another specialization tree? Like, how much money do you think that would cost? Like, in the cash shop. Like, let's say in Vanilla WoW, you can only have one talent build, and Blizzard opened up in the cash shop the ability to buy another talent build, so you could have dual spec. How much money do you think they would charge you for that? Right? They probably would charge you a lot. Like it'd be like probably like $30, right? Well, in Rift to get another one, it cost me 3.95 platinum. I have 518 platinum, and I gained 518 platinum by doing raids probably over a span of a couple days. So, so my point is that getting money in Rift is really easy, which is sucks. You know, that kind of is bad, right? But I think like the way to have fun in Rift is to not think about really end game so much. I mean, I think just the way to have fun in this game, I think, is to really just play around with the builds, to see the world, to explore, to see the different areas in the world, because there's some really cool zones, and to just try to experience the leveling and what content there is, but don't think so much about end game, because I think end games, from what I've seen, is kind of at least it seemed pretty trivial. At least the raid finder was trivial. Like it was super easy. It wasn't difficult. You died sometimes, of course, but you didn't die that much. And even if you died, you just respawn and run back in. Now the raid finder is it's called I think, let's see. I think it's called, is it Dimensions? No. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, these are, okay, so this is housing, I guess. This is like players' housing. So here's my guild's headquarters. So I'm going to join my guild's headquarters, I guess. Which I've never done before, by the way. Oh, this is cool. So, look, they even have a crafting station. They put craft up. Look at this. So this is like player housing, sort of, but this is like our guild house. I mean, pretty freaking cool, right? I mean, you can't deny that this isn't really cool, you know. There's some stairs up there and waterfalls and all kinds of interesting stuff up here. And I don't know what this is. There's some sort of, I guess this is like a control panel that allows you to do stuff. Like I can invite guests to come in. I can leave. This is like an interface for, how I can leave the player housing or the guild housing. I wondered if I could actually interact with this scope. And they've even got like the guild quartermaster. Let's check out the guild quartermaster.
Great son, and ascended.
Your guild has been asked to defend the library of the Rune Masters, Whitefall Steps, and the Blighted Antechamber. And we get some sort of gilded, contains a few tokens of appreciation. You also get guild experience.
Good luck.
Fortunately, we don't have the ability to sit down like in WoW, where you can right click on something and sit. But it's pretty super badass. There's a barkeep. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool. Like World of Warcraft doesn't have guild housing, so I'm just saying, like, there's things in this game that are really good. That are better than WoW. And no idea what this is. Gabrielle won. I don't know who Gabrielle is. That's some drunken centaurs or satyrs or whatever they are. Cool statue. Some sort of weird tentacle. Wonder if this like is a dead end over here. Yeah, this you can't go through here. Very cool looking though, right? I mean, look at that. Get a screenshot of this for Reptilian. And I forgot that there was even player housing, right? You know? Check out my guild, my in-game Rift guild housing. Look at that. That is so cool looking. Alright, cool. Alright. I love the mermaid here singing. It's like a siren. It's not a mermaid, it's like a siren. A lightning rod. Is it gonna electrocute me? No, just. Oh, it changed the weather. Like, it actually changes the weather. You can see it, like, cause, like, the storms, clouds to come over. It's kind of cool. Crap. Oh, this is my bank. Oh, this is member vault. Whoa. What is this? Oh, there's a little minion card. Here's some bags, just different gears. Unicorn vault, crafting. I don't have permission for any of this stuff. Random weird statues. There's a resource over here. Maybe? I can't reach it. Ah, I can't touch it. Whoa. I thought I was gonna fall off. Wow, this is pretty cool. We're way up here. Man, you think about this is like an instance guild house. Think how big it is. I mean, this is huge for like guild housing. This is big. I'm sure this is a dead end. I would imagine you wouldn't be able to go over. Yeah, this is a dead end, I think. Oh, or maybe not. Okay, yeah, that's a dead end. Okay, cool. Probably what it is the guild housing. Like you have a certain size, like footprint, but that the height, it's like a big box, like it's like a rectangle or a square. So you only have so much square footage on the ground, but it extends up in the air pretty high, so you can build your guild house up in the air, which is what they've done here. I'm gonna guess there's probably an invisible barrier here. Yeah, maybe. No. No, it's quite a... Don't know what all this stuff is, but... Yeah, here's the invisible area. But you can tell somebody had fun building this, probably. Let's see if we can just go down the waterfall. Oh, no, it... Disconnected from server. Ooh. Interesting. Anyways. Let me log in just real quick, because I'm curious where it's going to put me. Okay, it did put me back out, which is kind of what I figured it would do. I don't know if there's add-ons. I would love to, because I'm so used to the offset camera. I would love to get an offset camera. There may actually be. Let's see, settings. Sometimes camera. Is there a camera? Smart camera? Doesn't look like. Turns camera view behind your character. No. Flips vertical. No. Water. No. Okay, it doesn't look like we can do anything. Let's see if... I'm kind of curious. Let's exit the game. I'm curious if there's any Rift MMO add-ons? Rift mods? Let's look for camera. Dynamic action camera. No. Let's just look for camera. No. So there are, I guess, add-ons. I don't remember. I mean, I don't know like how they work. But apparently you can do add-ons. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna stream some Rift. I probably should have streamed Rift tonight since my internet's so crappy, and I don't want to die on hardcore WoW because my internet's fucking up. But I'd have to start this stream all over again. But I think I'm gonna do some Rift. My point is, Rift I think is such a good MMO, even though I think the end game right now in Rift is kind of borked. I think it's messed up, really, because I mean there aren't that many people that play Rift, and I'm not sure how easy it would be to get done, to get groups. But I think just playing up through the base game could be really cool. Let's go in. I want to look at the cash shop again because I want to see if there's like. Boy, she likes to scream, doesn't she? Here's the main city. And of course, Rift has mounts. They're not the most. They don't have the best movement, but they look cool. And see, there's another player right there, and man, their mount's fast. But their mounts, they do look nice. But of course, I don't have any fast mounts. I never played Rift. But here's the main city, one of the main cities, and here's where the crafting stations are. And here's a banker. And here's where you can do some armor smithing and weapon smithing. And over here you've got quest givers. There's where you can do like leatherworking, I think, stuff. Maybe around here. Maybe it's over here. Like here, the butcher. So leatherworking in this game is kind of called like the butcher stuff.
Pick this up quickly.
And then there's the outfitter. Yeah. But I think the butcher is like is skinning, kind of like you skin. And then and here's like a crafting station probably for like tailoring and leatherworking. And then over here there's PvP quests. And there's quartermasters. Let's see. Let's see. This is my this is kind of like my ranger class. This is like my bard sort of. Let me see what so actually let's go to character here. So this is actually a rogue. Actually, this is a rogue character, but the way I have this rogue built up, I'm more like a ranger bard than a rogue. Right? So I've got the marksman, the bard, and the rift stalker. But the kiting on this class is kind of ridiculous. You know, I can move I can teleport. I've got sprints. There's like a sprint. I have certain arrows that when I shoot the arrows, I actually start moving faster, I think. Like this I have a swift shot that increases movement speed by 15%. So when I use swift shot, I move faster. So I've got a on the double, which is like a sprint. And I think I have a couple other maybe movement speeds. I've got this shadow shift, which is like a blink. Think of it like a mage blink. So you think you got mage blink, 50% movement speed increase. You've got a sprint. So.
Do you see anything you like?
And here's like quartermasters. I don't remember what these credits are. They cost. It's PvP currency. So these are items you can get from PvP currency, and you get the currency by defeating players in PvPs and warfronts.
Until next time.
And so the battlegrounds in Rift were actually really, really fun. They were actually really good. They were like, I guess the one knock I could say about Rift's PvP was that the range, if I remember correctly, like one of the types of the archetypes dominated. Like it was either range or melee. I believe it was ranged, in ranged classes dominated. So there were too many classes that did too much damage at range, and it was very difficult to deal with it, I think now let me turn the sound down. I think now I would approach the game, because I have so much better knowledge of MMOs now than I did then. This is back in 2011. I would say my knowledge and skill in MMOs in 2011, even though I'd been playing MMOs for 11 years, was still, I'd almost say at an elementary level. I'm just going to turn the master volume down a little bit here. And what I mean by that is when I've run into an issue in like Battlegrounds and Rift where I felt like range classes dominated. Now when I think about that, I would think, okay, well, if range classes dominate, how would I get past that? How would I make it so that my melee class could get up to the character and do some damage? And what I would do is I would focus on building out souls that do a lot of self-healing. And I would focus on building out souls that have stuns. I would focus on stuns and self-healing. Which I'm not sure I did back then in 2011 when I was looking at the soul builds. I wasn't sure that's what I was looking at, but you have to figure out some sort of way to close the gap. So you're going to be looking for gap closers, and if you can't close the gap quickly, then you've got to figure out, well, how can I mitigate damage until I can close the gap? So you're trying to think, in that way. Now I've got the graphics in Rift right now turned up, I think, about as high as it'll go. So this is and I'm also using reshade. So if we turn reshade off, this is what the game looks like. So obviously it doesn't look as good. So I did not fix my network problems because I figured out what they were, though. That's why we're in Rift right now, Laser. I restarted my router and the internet was better for literally about 10 seconds, and then it got shitty again. And so what I did was I went to Spectrum, because Spectrum is my service provider. And I have Spectrum on my phone. I have a Spectrum app. and I can basically just go to like a chat thing and check if there's any issues with my network, with my network, and it told me that Spectrum is currently doing maintenance on their network, and that they won't be done with maintenance till 5 a.m., which is another 2.5 hours from now. And they said to expect service interruptions and bizarre, not normal performance with your network, with your internet. So they're basically working on their network. So it's basically Spectrum, which makes perfect sense because when I was running the speed tests, they were all over the place. They weren't consistently bad or consistently good. They were just everywhere. Like I'd run the test, it'd be 17 meg up, and I'd run it, it'd be 2 meg up. Then I'd run it again, it'd be like 10 meg up. It was very like all over the place. And even like see, like now it's like what? It's like 28, which is still not my normal speed. Normally I'm up around 40 meg up. And my I have my internet connection's not as good as I would like it to be. When I had fiber optic, I had 200 meg up. I don't care about the download speed. Like 1 gig down, who cares? When you're streaming, what you care about is the upload speed. And I need to be able to send information to you guys to digest. So you have to have, so I would like to have, I would like to eventually get 1 gig up and down, but unfortunately I can't get that in my area. But whatever. So you can see that my internet's just all over the place. And it's because Spectrum's fucking around with the network. I mean, look at it here. Like, look at the difference. It was 30 meg up and now it's what, 10? That's just bizarre. Like, my internet's never like that. My internet with Spectrum usually is completely stable. Like, you guys have watched me stream a lot. My internet's always pretty stable. It never really varies much. Like, my upload speed's always going to be almost within, 1 to 3 meg. It's always going to be like if I'm streaming, it's always going to be somewhere between probably 30 and 40, like consistently. 35, 40, like consistent. But right now, it's not. It's all over the place. So I knew something weird was going on. And of course, I knew it wasn't probably on my end because I have a brand new router. You're 5 down and 6. Yeah, well, I'm jealous, Laser, because I wish I had that. I wish I had that upload speed. I mean, even just 100 meg up would be enough. You don't need. I mean, if I get up to 100 meg, that would be fine. I mean, 200 megs is what I had before, and that was, yeah. But I'm in an apartment complex, and my internet is, so you have fiber optic. I'm in an apartment complex, and the apartment complex pays for the internet, so you can't really do a whole lot. And basically, these buildings are all wired with coaxial. They're all like cable. Because they're old buildings. The problem with Florida's got to be one of the worst places to live for internet. Like when I was in Chicago, man, I had good internet. Yeah, the wire. I mean, the cable. Florida's just really behind the times. I mean, they're currently trying to, fix their infrastructure, but so look, you see 13 meg. Now it's going to be different again. It's just all over the place. That's why I jumped into Rift, because I've been thinking about doing a Rift stream here in the next couple days. Yeah. So yeah, but I mean, this kind of upload speed is not conducive to good streaming quality for people wanting to watch my stream. This is just not good. 10 meg up is not good enough. Anyways, I don't remember what I was talking about with Rift. But so what I was saying with Rift is the PvP actually was really good. The battlegrounds are actually really fun in Rift. I don't know, right now, if I'm looking at... I see there's somebody here talking. A couple people here. So not a lot of people. I don't know if this character's in guild. Oh yeah, so I'm in the Pantheon Plus guild, which is run by Minus. So I'm sure that these guys haven't been online in forever. Yeah, look at this. In this guild, only one person's been online. Another character, I'm still standing. only one person's been online within the past 211 days besides me. This guy. Is Minus still in here? Minus works for... Yeah, this is Minus right here. He hasn't been in... He's the guild leader, and he hasn't been online in 1,720 days. So, Minus used to run the Pantheon Plus YouTube channel, but he got hired by the people that are making the game, Pantheon. I don't know if he's... I hope he's still working for them. That's, what, Visionary Realms? Is it Visionary Realms? Yeah. Well, it doesn't... These are the main people, but it doesn't show... Yeah. I haven't seen Minus in a long time. I don't know if he still works for them. Four years ago, 5 years ago.
Some gameplay footage. So let's get into it real quick here. I don't.
So the guy talking on this stream here is Minus.
Plan on this being a long video. One of our community members, Ernest, asked a question.
Anyways. No, I don't think it looks like... I mean, the graphics are quite a bit different than Lord of the Rings Online. And the game's a lot smoother. The game runs a lot better than Lord of the Rings Online. You know, like the character movements and stuff are way, way smoother. And the combat in this game is much, much better than Lord of the Rings. It's better. And even just the talent system. I mean, like I said, the talent system in Rift is my favorite talent system of any MMO ever. Like the way you can just build out all these different souls and build out. You know, I can build out a cleric as a tank, as a damage dealer, as a healer, as a support. There's so much variety. It's just so good. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Rift. I think Rift is a great MMO. I think. Again, I haven't played it in a long time, but they really ruined the game in my opinion when they put in the raid finder. And then of course they nerfed the content, so everything's really easy. Let me see if I can figure out where the raid... I can't remember how you do the raid finder. I don't see it. Here, it's activities. It's called activities. So it's this looking for raid. Oh no, it's Instant Adventures is what it's called. It's this thing. There's looking for raid. There's also these instant adventures, and these are the ones that 1 to 20 players, levels 10 to 70. So when they added this to the game, basically it just allows you to like level up really easy. It's just like you're doing dungeons nonstop. You just like go into a dungeon and it just keeps doing it. Like, so let's see if, I don't know if we'll be able to do it. Let's try it. Join. I don't know if there's even enough people. Okay, look. So it matched me with 2 other people, right? And now you're and you basically, it shows you where they are. These are the other people in my group. And yeah. And you just go meet up with them, and you're supposed to defeat the Endless Idol. I'm not sure what this person's doing. They're just swimming around. I don't think they know what they're doing. But you're supposed to defeat, so you look for these little green sparklies, see, defeat, and that's what you're supposed to do. It'll like guide you. You see these like little green circles. Not the green circles, that's the other players, but these little green sparkly sun. And that's where you want to go. And see, and then basically we completed the objectives here, and it's going to automatically teleport you into the next objective, and it just never ends. Like, this will never end. Until you, like, leave party, you will continually be doing this stuff. That's why it's, like, really weird. Like, there's no challenge to the game anymore. It's just... I don't remember how to play this character. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't played this character in a long time. Taking a lot of damage. I don't remember how to play this character. But you can, like, endlessly kite on this character. It's crazy. I'd have to actually read these things. Like, what does this do? Reduces damage taken. And then this one increases physical damage. And I don't know what this is. Forces up to 5 nearby creatures to follow you. Okay, let's read some of these. So this is Coda of Wrath, deals life damage. So a lot of these are finishers. The way Rift works is you pretty much build combo points with almost every class. And those combo points get translated into either damage or healing or whatever your finisher does. So, like, most of the classes have this type of system. So my combo generator is Cadence, which is a really cool, like, visually it's cool. Like, it looks like I'm, you know, I'm like playing an instrument. See? And I just generated 5 combo points. And now I can use one of my finishers, right? I'm going to use this one here, which is going to heal me, right? That's going to heal me. And now I'm going to use my quick shot because it increases my movement speed by 15%. And there I use the Coda of Wrath, which is basically just deals damage. So, you know, basically with this class, it's really easy to not get killed because you just use Swift Shot to increase your movement speed by 50%. You use Cadence to build up your comp points, and then just use your finishers. You can do a finisher like here, the Code of Wrath, or we could do the Code of Jeopardy, cause the enemy to take additional damage, and each attacker may trigger this. I don't know. I saw basically it like debuffs the enemy for the rest of your party to do more damage. We've got Code of Restoration, which restores additional health per combo point up to 5 party members. So the cool thing about this character is amazing in raids. Like, if I get into like a big raid, this character is awesome because she just like can do so much group healing. And so that's what I really liked about playing this character in raids. But again, you can see now, like when I played this game a couple years ago, when I got into one of these raids, I would have a group of like, 15 or 20 people. And now look, I only have like, of course it is, my time, 2 in the morning or whatever. So, obviously not a lot of people playing this late or this early in the morning, but I don't know how people would play, but I think if we streamed Rift enough, we could probably get some people to play the game, I'm sure. So I'm going to build up some combo points, increase my movement speed, and then I'm going to cast my healing ability. I don't know why he keeps knocking me down. He's got some sort of like ability that's kind of knocking me, like staggering me or something. Stage complete. That charge kind of staggered me. Another stagger. So I think one of my complaints, criticism of this game would be that the graphics, it's not really easy to see what's happening sometimes. Like, you know, like one of the things that made WoW so good was that all the spells and animations and stuff are really clearly easy to discern what you're doing. Like if you cast a Frostbolt on a mage in WoW, it's super easy to see that someone's casting a Frostbolt when they start casting that spell because it's so clear and recognizable. I don't know if I have an AoE ability. Let's see. Increase attack power. Oh! What is this one? Hasted shot, increases movement speed. Oh, here you go. This would increase my movement speed by 20%. This one restores health per combo point. So I've got multiple healing abilities. This one, okay, so. Okay, so that's my biggest heal, it looks like. I got like flying through the air there. This heal right here. That one. Rift sealed. And so the game Rift, I mean, the name of the game is called Rift, and rifts are rifts. I mean, in the game, there's these big rifts in the sky. You go to them, and you fight a bunch of waves of enemies to defeat the rift, and then you get rewards. And that's part of the progression. So the game is really cool. I actually love this game. I think it's a great game. And here's another rift. Like this, like a water rift. You can see over here. See this big old rift? And they're all over the place. Like, I'm just gonna focus on healing. Gonna keep everybody healed up. What's a TTRPG? Something something role-playing game? Oh, tabletop. No, yeah, Rift just refers to the fact that this game is built around one of the biggest concept of the game was these rifts that open up, letting all these enemy creatures in the world, and you're constantly trying to fight off the enemies by sealing those rifts. So, yeah. Oh, we got a little bit of a tough dude here. Oh, he ain't that tough. He was an elite, but he was a really weak elite. Yeah, I love the bard. This bard class is super cool. I don't know if you'd say cross genre. I don't know what you really mean. I mean, it's very fantasy. I don't know what you mean by cross genre because I don't. It's just fantasy. You know what I mean? Since you could come from a rift world. No, no. There's no rift world. You know what I mean? The rifts are just these holes that open up that allow these enemy creatures to come through, and you're trying to fight them off. I mean, there's a whole story behind it. I don't remember the exact story because I haven't listened to that in a while, but yeah, you'd have to play the game and just they explain it like the first couple, like the first 1 through 10. They kind of explain it all, like the whole questing system and stuff's built around. They, explain to you like what it all means and everything. Not my riffs, the riffs. Dude, you Lazy, you always go off on these crazy side tangents. Yeah, okay. Okay, okay. I don't know anything about tabletop riffs. It's funny, we're both kind of ranger classes. Well, I'm actually a rogue, I guess. What does this one do? So this one is deals life damage, power cord, and this one requires deals life damage over time. Power cord. Okay. Now we've got all these little green things we gotta do. Let's see. Okay, we're supposed to kill these guys. We still only have 2 people. Okay, so anyways, this will just keep going on and on forever. Until you leave the group. Right? So raid, take care. Did it show up? Let's see. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna leave party. If I can figure out how to. Leave party. Teleport you to Deepwood. So yeah, I think I'll do, probably tomorrow I'm gonna start and it takes you right back to the capital city. Here we're back in the capital city. So I mean, it's kind of cool that you can easily like do that. And I think the reason they did that, I think the reason in Rift that they added this kind of group finder was because there just weren't that many people playing the game. So by adding this group finder, it was just a quick, easy way to get the people that were playing together to actually play together, you know. But the game, like I'd be interested in playing the game and just seeing, because right now, like you feel super powerful, but a lot of it's just the character levels, like the mobs you're fighting. Like I'm 45. If I go up and find like a 45 elite, it's probably going to be fairly difficult. So there are, you know, it is challenging. You just have to get up to where you're fighting, you know, difficult mobs. This is a pretty cool statue. But anyways, it is late, guys. It's like 3 in the morning, and I think I'm gonna go. But I have to figure out when I level up my character in Rift and I stream it, like what character I want to create. I did create a warrior, but I'm kind of enjoying this rogue so much that I may just do another rogue. I don't know. Yeah, good eye laser. Yeah, sorry, I don't know anything about TTRPGs. He said, is that in a post-apocalyptic Earth? So are you trying to tell me there's a tabletop game that's called Rift? You said, to me, Rifts refer to a classic tabletop role-playing game. Tabletop role-playing game is that in a post-apocalyptic Earth? It's an old-school game? Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. I mean, you know me, I always talk about the Michael Moorcock's universe, but that's different. Did you ever see that movie, Laser? That one movie, remember, called, it was really cool. I think it was called Parallels. Did you ever see that? Almost as old as D&D. Did you ever see that movie, Parallels? You probably like it. I think that's what it's called. You should, here, let me...
Ronan, it's Dad. You need to come to the building now.
Dad left me a message.
Yeah, me too. It was weird.
Something about a building, like get to the building?
Yeah, same.
You have any idea what that means?
I don't know. It kind of freaked me out.
156 Prospect.
That's downtown. It's been empty for years. There's nothing there.
Look at all this graffiti of different Earths.
Avoid Earth 33. The contagion is spread.
What is Earth 1?
I love that. Look at the graffiti. What is Earth 1? Avoid Earth 33. The contagion has spread.
Spread.
What is Earth 1?
What the hell is that? Where are we? What's happening?
I take it this is your first trip through the building. This building jumps every 36 hours. The building is always the same. Every single universe, everywhere on every Earth, the building is always the same.
You're saying you're from some weird alternate Earth?
How many Earths are there?
Some people think every possible Earth exists.
How do we get home?
There is
So basically, the movie, as you can see, it's basically there's this building that just keeps jumping between different versions of Earth, right? And every Earth is a different, like, kind of like universe, you know, or different universe, different. It's an alternate Earth, and I thought the movie was great. I really liked the movie, and I always thought that it would have made a perfect TV series. I mean, what better TV series could you have than, you know, when you have this infinite storyline because every Earth you go to is different, so you can make up whatever you want, right? So I never could understand why they didn't, you know. I haven't read Roger Zelazny. Roger Zelan. What books did he do? No, I haven't read any. Guns of Avalon. He's an old author. He died in 1995. The Chronicle. You know, my wife's name is Amber. The Chronicles of Amber. 9 Princes in Amber. Very old school. No, but I just saying, I thought you might like that movie because it is kind of like alternate, you know, alternate universes. But I just thought that would have made a great TV series, you know. Great TV series, you know.
I will taunt him, okay? If needed. I can taunt him as well. But remember...
Dude. But I don't know, like if I'm gonna level up I don't know, man. I was gonna level this character up on my Rift stream, but now after playing this rogue, it was so much fun. I'm thinking I might have to do another rogue. Is the one true city on the one real Earth, which casts an infinite number of shield? Okay, so it's kind of similar. So let me... So I've never played a mage in this game, I don't think. I've only ever played warrior or cleric. Or wait a minute, where's rogue? Oh, here's rogue. It's over here. It's on the other side of the screen. I'm like, holy shit. And then there's Primalist, which I don't even have the Primalist calling pack, so I can't play that one. The rogues are skirmishers in leather armor, excelling in both melee and ranged combat. Mages are spellcasters, whose only defenses are their cloth armor and potent magic. I don't think it doesn't really matter what class you play in this game because there's such variety in the build. The builds that you can pretty much do whatever you want. Like if you want to tank as a rogue, you can. If you want to, I mean, you can see the roles that these classes can perform: damage, tank, support, healer. You know, so they all can do it. But if you notice, they're listed in order of. What's interesting is these roles I think are listed. They're not listed willy-nilly. Like they're listed, I believe, in order of your proficiency. So rogue, the role listed at the top, damage, is probably what you're most proficient in. The next most proficient role that you can perform as a rogue is a tank, and then the next most proficient role is a support, which makes sense because cleric's most proficient role would probably be healing. And guess what? Number one, healing. Surprised that support would be so far down. So none of the classes seem to have support listed up at the top. Now I'm just guessing that's why these are listed in this order. But a warrior having a tank at the top and cleric having heal at the top just seems to make sense. You know, mage, damage at the top, rogue, damage at the top, just seems to make sense. The main character wakes up in a shadow earth house will benefit his memories. We quickly realize this. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's interesting. I can definitely... The one thing with fantasy storytelling is a lot of it... it's kind of like music, you know, it all like, you know, yeah, the Palemyst SE has no support. I don't have the Primalist pack, but stories like fantasy novelists are like music, like musicians, they draw upon previous musicians before them. Novelists draw upon novelists before them. There probably aren't too many fantasy novelists in today's world who don't draw something from Tolkien because they've probably read it, you know. And so when you tell me about the main character wakes up in a Shadow Earth hospital, you know, bereft of his memory, but he quickly realizes that he has memory shadows that span no millennia, that immediately I can think of lots of books and stories that have similar traits, and TV shows and movies, and it's really hard to come up with original content anymore. That's why movies are awful in today's world because there's more like freaking like sequels than there are original stories anymore. That's why when a movie comes out and it's original, it's amazing. Like when The Matrix came out, I mean, it was very original. I couldn't think of anything when I saw The Matrix. You can't really think of too many stories that were I mean, there's stories that are similar, but The Matrix was very... Although I would completely throw away the second and third movies. The only Matrix movie to me that was worth watching was the first one. But the story was pretty original. Even the Highlander movie when it first came out was pretty original. You know, the fact that you had to cut these people's heads off and you somehow got their strength and you were all moving towards some sort of end goal and nobody really knew what it was. It was pretty original. Severance. Yeah, but Severance, they canceled that. I did watch Severance, the TV series. I actually liked it. But I didn't think it was original. You talking about the one with, what's her name? That one girl? Oh, no, I haven't watched this one. No, this is something else. I haven't watched it. I don't like the actors that are in it. Like, to be honest, like the people they cast in it, they're not my kind of... I don't like any of these actors. I don't like John Turturro. I don't like Zach Cherry. Patricia Arquette's okay. Adam Scott, the only thing I've really ever seen him in that I thought he was good in was the movie with Ben Stiller. Although it looks like Ben Stiller's probably the writer, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. It just didn't. I don't know. It didn't catch my eye. Let's just put it that way. It didn't look like something I'd probably like. Yeah, it didn't look like something I'd probably like. The only TV shows I've seen lately that I liked. I mean, I like, was it Portals? What's it called? Is it Portals? God, I can't remember the name of it. It's not, no, it's not Portals. Oh, damn it, I can't remember. You know, the post-apocalyptic one where they're Silos. I've been watching Silos. That's okay. It's not great. It's okay. It's not like amazing, but it's okay. So Silo, I've been watching. And what's the other series I was watching? Oh, I kind of liked that one that was based off the comic book series. One Piece. I liked One Piece. I thought that was pretty good. I thought Fallout was like, I never played the game Fallout, but I thought the show was like, I definitely thought there were things in the show that I really liked, but I definitely saw like a lot of room for improvement. Like when I watched Fallout, the show, I was like, the main character was good and not good all at the same time, like the female. I thought there were parts of her that were really good and parts of her that were really bad. I didn't like the male the male character that was in the robot. I can't remember. I didn't like him at all. I thought he was really bad. I think it was the black guy. I just, I didn't like him. I don't know. I just thought he was really annoying, to be honest. I was surprised by the casting of this guy as the badass kind of undead character, because he just doesn't. He's a good actor, but I felt like it was a little surprising that they cast him. Not gonna lie, but I think he's good. I mean, I think he's really good. I think that Ella Purnell, whatever, I thought she was like good and bad. Like I said, there were parts about her that were good. Of course, this guy is just great. What's his name? How come he's not in the list here? Where is he? And look, there's Zach Cherry again. What the? I don't like Zach Cherry. Wow, I can't believe this guy's not even listed. And I can't remember his name. This guy right here, he's a good actor. Like Kyle MacLachlan. I've liked him in just about everything I've ever seen him in. He's just a good actor. But yeah, I thought this show was interesting. I never played the game, and I like the first couple episodes I didn't really like, but then the more I watched Fallout and kind of went through the episodes, the more I started to, I think, understand the universe, So yeah, what I liked the most about Fallout, I think the best part about Fallout was the attention to detail, was the fact that they were able to really pull off. And I never played the video game, but just the universe, the Fallout universe, they really did a good job of pulling in all the little, like the Coca-Cola ads, the Nuka-Cola, and all the little, like, just all the props, and all the sets on the show and the wardrobe. I thought the sets, the wardrobes, the props were just top notch, like really good. And I think that's what I liked most about the show. Was how good a job they did with the sets and the props and that kind of stuff. I thought it was fantastic. Anyways, I'm just yakking to yak. I got to get to bed. Yakety yak, don't talk back. Ugh. Let me check my internet one more time. Let me go back. So the one class, I never played this Primalist, and I don't know, like, I don't have enough credits for the Primalist pack. Let me go back. Let's see if can I go to the store? A game is really monetized heavily when you can go to the store from the character screen, but here we cannot do that. So we actually have to hit play before we can go to the store. It's always interesting to look at stores and MMOs, right? Just to see how is it easy is it to navigate? How much crap is there? How much is pay to win stuff? There's a Blood Raptor power pack, like $20, but it unlocks an armored Blood Raptor, an adorable baby dragon companion pet, and a 40-slot bag, and 15 days of patron time. I don't remember what the patron gives you, but here, so 50 days of page time. It gives you 50% extra currency, daily experience boost, daily PvE reputation boost, daily PvP XP boost. Your mount's faster, store discount. You get all kinds of crap, basically. I mean, to me, when games get to this point where they're just giving you all this crap, like XP boost, this boost, that boost, money boost, at that point when MMOs get to that point, I always feel like the game's in maintenance mode. Because it's like, a game shouldn't be like that. You know, everything should be earned, not just given to you because you paid $15 a month for a patron pass, or, you know, for this patron pass, where all of a sudden, I mean, imagine in World of Warcraft if 2 weeks after WoW launched that you could pay an additional $15 on top. So like your regular $15 a month, and then on top of that another 15. So you're paying $30 a month just so you could get like 15% extra currency, 10% faster mount speed, 10% more PvP experience. I mean, that's so pay to win. Like, people would flip. They would literally flip. But when a game's in maintenance mode, it's almost dead, and anybody's playing it, nobody cares. Nobody cares. They're like, well, this is just their way to try to get some money. And it's amazing to me that Rift is still up. I mean, how's this game even still running? I mean, how many people actually even log in daily? Probably not very many. So, it's pretty... I would love to see somebody pick up the game and just... I don't know, there's so many good MMOs out there. Even like Lord of the Rings Online is a really good MMO that if they just would redo it, like do a new version of it. And they talked about it. In fact, I still think Amazon Game Studios is looking at doing a new Lord of the Rings. But so here's DLC packs. There's like a Tempest pack, which is $30. There's a Rising Storm Power pack. Ascended Essentials. So this says expansions. I don't know how you could call this an expansion. It says it unlocks the following for all characters on your account. Increase your character slots per server. Unlocks the Primus. They call it an expansion. It's not really an expansion, though. There's no new content. It's just giving you, like... It says Storm Legion. I don't know what Storm Legion... Unlocks the Primalist Calling and Storm Legion. Nightmare Tide and Ascended Soul. So it's basically unlocking, like, 4 new souls. That's a lot of new souls. This unlocks the Primus Calling for your account. I actually think, how much? I've got 1,080 credits. Look, there's a Mystic Archer Soul Pack. There's... See, I have some of these. Like, I've got War Chanter and Rune Shaper. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of this stuff, like, it's weird because, see, it says you already own this item. You already own this item. I don't remember buying these items, but it says, see, look, I already own these. And I don't really know how I own them because I don't remember buying these. I don't know if it's just maybe something I had initially. This unlocks the following: an Ethereal Drake mount. This one gives me like a Ring of Ankhet portrait. I don't know what the portraits are. I guess it's... So I guess you can get different portraits here. If you die at 0 sweat, your stats will be penalized until you mend a healer. I guess I need to cleanse my soul here. I think there's a soul healer.
A traveler.
Mend soul. Use guild funds. Oh.
Peace be to you.
There we go. Now my soul has been... I forgot that you gotta heal your soul every so often. Here's the mounts. There's a spider mount. There's a weird crab mount. Another one, another one. There's a pretty boring horse. The crab. This requires level 50, so you can... There's another weird lion. Most of the mounts in this game aren't that impressive. But I mean, they're not even... I mean, they're fairly inexpensive. DLC. At home. What is Rift? Rift? What is this? Summon the hero's unrest rift. So there's different rifts you can summon? Summon the hero's unrest rift. I guess these are like super specific rifts you can summon. I don't know. You know, that's a good question. They should, like, yeah, see, like, this one's 155%. Like, if you look at, my horse is slower than shit. My mount increases movement speed by 110%, or matches the speed of your fastest mount. So you see how some of your mounts will automatically scale. Like, so this mount here, this loyal, nimble, armored warhorse that I have, he's 110%, but he will match the speed of my fastest mount. So if I buy a faster mount, then he becomes faster. So, like, this one here is 155. This one's 150. This one's 110, 155. It looks like 155 might be the fastest, and it also, it's epic. If you notice, it's got an orange. No, this one's not epic. It's still purple. One of these had like what looked like an orange. I thought I saw orange, maybe not. 110, 110, 110, 110. There's a lot of them. Here's 150, 150, 150. Look, here's 90%. So these are really slow ones. Here, the steady chestnut horse. There, I actually think that these, like, I think that these horses look better than most of the other ones, like the ones that have just basic, the basic saddle. I think these look way more realistic than something like this, because I think their armor looks really stupid. Yeah, the armor in this game on horses looks really bad. So I like this one. This dark one's pretty cool. This one's a really nice looking horse. I actually like this. I like this golden one with the dark feet. That's a nice looking horse. That's a very Bonanza. That's a Bonanza horse, right? We'd see that on Bonanza. There's another really dark looking one. Yeah, but yeah, it looks like 155 speed's the fastest. Oh, here, you can actually filter and auto scale, and there we go. So these are going to be all the 155. This mount matches the speed of your fastest mount. This mount matches applied to all characters. What is this? So here's some wings. Shaman D. McDonald's armor. Well, here's some wings. Here's a really bizarre looking thing. I don't know what the hell. That one's interesting, I guess. Yeah, see, now this is a cool mount. Again, without the armor, this mount's cool. Right? Black Riding Tiger. And look, it's only 1,000. I could actually buy this right now. That's a crazy looking mount. And I've got this one, the Ice Strider. That's the mount. I've got that one. There's like a little lizard. Crazy looking thing. That one and the auto. These are the auto scale mounts. These all auto scale. And these are premium mounts. And then trainings teaches a single mount to swim. So we can actually teach a mount to swim. We could have a horse that could swim. Here's the 30-day patron pass. 10% faster mount speed, 10% store discount. Instant access to your banker and your trainer. And here's the pets. We can get sunset. We got. How do I view this? Okay, this is weird. I can't view these other pets. Like, I want to see what it looks like. But all I can see is this stupid thing. You know? So apparently there's combat pet skins? What is this? What? I don't. I have no idea. Let's get clear. Okay. Okay. It's companion pets. Here we go. Here's your companion pets. You can do a little fancy. Do this little. You got a bird. You got this really ugly looking dog. Got a little fox. Not the best looking pets I've ever seen. This quick brown fox is kind of. This one's kind of nice. I like this one. Taffy. He looks retarded. That dog's retarded. I don't know what this is. Okay. Badgers. White bunny. Siamese, really not a good looking Siamese. Yeah, the graphics in this game aren't the best. Out of all these pets, the only one I've seen so far that would be something I would want would be that fox. I certainly wouldn't want an ugly spider. No, thank you. Shade squirrel. Stones. Apparently squirrels are a thing. Yeah, most of these pets are pretty... Ooh, this Yeti's creepy. Lame squirrel. Somebody's got a squirrel fetish at Try On Worlds. And limited time sale. Increase favor gain. I mean, like a lot of this stuff is like, you don't even need this stuff. Like getting stuff in the game seems to be really easy. How about cosmetic? Let's just look at cosmetic stuff and see what we can find. Gear, illusions. Well, I don't even know what an illusion is. See, look, nothing. There's no cosmetics. So there's no skins? Here, cosmetics. Costume armor. You can get some weird shit. I don't know what this is. Yeah, the graphics, not the best. We can get some weird heads. Get a wedding garb. We want to walk around in a wedding robe. Okay, we'll get some sort of a suit. Another dress. This one's nice. If you wanted a girl, nice little dress. This is kind of the reinforced leather tunic. Okay. Robe of the sea. That's not bad. The skycloth tunic. The vest. Not sure what this is. The weapon master's tunic. Okay. Worker's vest. Yeah, wedding veil. Angry snowman's head. That beastmaster. So, little cowboy hat. Most of this stuff is pretty stupid. Executioner's mask. That's creepy looking. There you go. You can get some shoulders. Templar Spaulders. The aquatic gauntlets. So I'm sure if you looked hard enough, you could probably find, oh, here we go. All right, we got to have the green butterfly wings. This cape. And some different capes you can get. Pretty cool. Capes seem to be a popular item. Ooh, this one's neat. I like that. That actually looks good on my character, kind of. I don't know. It doesn't look as good as the one I have, but... As you level up through the game, you actually get cloaks and stuff. Like the cloak I have is one I got just by questing. There's a lot of cloaks. But that one was cool. The this one. Click this box to add items to your wish list. I definitely want to add that to my wish list. So if I had that coupled with, let's see. The Living Spalders. Okay. Yeah. Alright, I gotta go. I gotta get to bed. But as you can see, Rift's got a lot of stuff to it. There's a lot of stuff in the store. There's a lot of content to Rift. There's a lot of professions. There's all kinds of stuff. And most of the stuff I haven't even explored because, you know, the game, when the game came out, it was fun, but like Terra was out and I was really playing Terra and Terra was more fun than Rift. I mean, the graphics were way better, the combat was way better, you know. So internet still isn't back to its normal speed yet. Now we'll see if I run it again, let's see if it varies again. Okay, that was pretty consistent. 930, still 30s, and I usually get faster than that. 91230. Okay, so it looks like it's being more consistent. All right, I'll catch you guys later, man.